Well, good evening, gang, and welcome to It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn Williams, and I'm your host. And to my right and your left, of course, is the lovely Valerie Eliason. Hi, Val.
Hey, Glenn.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I want to let you know we're coming to you live from our beautiful studios here at BNN TV, and you're more than welcome to join us if you'd like. We're at 617-708-3290. You can call in and ask questions, let us know what's going on in your life, or ask our fine guests from Allston, Brighton, what's going on. Yes, it's that show again. We're
I'm so excited.
Gonna feature the gallery out in the gallery area of BNN.
I love being out there. It's
it's
a
nice.
cool area, and you get to I love how everything's hung up.
Yeah, it's a nice space, and we have Allston Brighton out there this month, so we're going to get a chance. We're going to meet some people from there, and hopefully the reception will be hot and going when we get back out there. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So how are you?
I'm great.
How was your weekend? You were away?
Yep, I was down in Providence, and family was in town.
That's nice.
Yeah, I got to see them for a little bit.
What does Providence have? What is down there?
Providence actually has really developed over the past few years.
Yeah, I hear it has. It's come a long way.
They have a pretty vibrant art scene and a pretty solid music scene actually that's been coming up. They have a group called Dirt Palace. It's a group of artists around the Olneyville area of Providence. They just had an exhibit at the Mills Gallery, actually, on Tremont Street over, I think it was last summer. But yeah, they're definitely doing well in that.
I love going to you. You know everything.
Thank you.
You have a bit of it all happening, and that's cool. Well, I want to say congratulations to not only BNN, but the great team out there in Rosendale. Rosendale Day Parade was yesterday. Congratulations to everybody.
That's right. How was it now? I know you and Janice went, right?
Yeah, there were a couple of groups we were going to walk with. One of them was my school, Sacred Heart, and there were a couple of politicians that I like and favor. I was going to walk with Tim McCarthy was going to walk. But what we ended up doing was we ended up getting the lounge chairs out front with a table and some chippers and some beverages and watched it go by. Let everybody stop and say hello to us.
Yeah.
It was very, very nice. It was a nice day. It was beautiful. And I saw a lot of kids that I know from Boys and Girls Club and from Sacred Heart. So it was fun.
What was your favorite float?
My favorite float? I think my favorite float was the one that had the Smokey Bear on it. It was the fire department came by first. They did a big dedication for fallen heroes down in Rosendale Square.
That's really wonderful.
It was a big, huge deal. They have a flag they put up, which is very, very honorable for it to be in Rosendale Square.
Yeah.
And they did a big deal. But when they came up Belgrade Ave, we're right on the crest of one of the hills coming up from the square, and boy, it was very, very impressive. So they started it off like that. That was cool. The other thing that was kind of neat was the Shriners.
Oh.
5 miles of Shriners in their cars.
And the little cars with the
everything.
I love those.
They're riding around doing all kinds of stunts and things. So it was fun. It was good to see the participation, though. There were a lot of community groups that came out and participated. It was great. I love the Rosendale. It goes right by my house. I can't miss it, you know.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun.
Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah. The other thing I did last week is I went to my very first WGBH board meeting.
That's right.
I'm on the Community Advisory Board over there, and it was very impressive.
Was that Wednesday?
Wednesday night, they brought us over there for dinner, and I got to meet the Board of Trustees and kind of sit with, I'm trying not to do that. I've been warned.
Oh,
These are new glasses.
It's kind of the Steve Urkel thing to do, I hear.
I guess it's not. I'm sorry. Maybe a little crazy glue later will fix that. I'll learn. I'm a new glasses wearer. What do you think, folks out there? 617-708.
I think they're pretty trendy. Very Buddy Holly. You know?
Very Buddy Holly?
Kind of that hipster vibe to them.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to do, so I went and got the most expensive ones I could find. I figured they had to look good if they, but anyways. But yeah, it was very, very impressive. They talked about a lot of things that are going to go on in the community at WGBH, and their interest in the group that they put together is to have them advise the Board of Trustees and upper management as far as what is the community feel, what are people in the community feeling about, and like for instance, one of the people I was sitting and having dinner with, who's been on the board for a little while, they asked, one of the subjects they came up with was children's programming.
Oh, okay.
So what they wanted to find out was, what the vibe was. And she didn't feel she was qualified to answer that. So she went and asked all of her friends that had kids. So it's that kind of thing. So I might be shouting out and saying, hey, what do you guys think about this certain thing? And maybe getting some response from our BNN viewers, because we know that they are the most educated television watchers in the country.
Well, of course they are.
So what did you do besides go down and visit with family?
Oh, geez, what else did I do?
I didn't see you at the farmers. Oh, you were down at...
Yeah, I was down in Providence.
Yeah.
I know. I was really bummed I missed that.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know what? I went to a great concert at the House of Blues Friday night. It was Licky Lee.
Licky Lee.
Licky Lee. It was really fun. As this female singer, kind of like... I can't even really describe it. Really great, though. Kind of like a fun, funky, like you could sort of dance to, vibe to.
Was it pop and hip hop type stuff, or was it a little rock and blues in there?
Kind of a little bluesy-ish feel to it. Like a tang of folkish to it. It's hard to describe.
Were you down on the floor, or did you?
Yeah, I always have one particular spot. I go into the front, and I go all the way over to the right. Because then I can get close to the stage, but I'm off to the side. Because everyone piles in the middle and goes all the way to the back, but it's like you sneak over to the side.
Yeah.
It's a great show, though.
Janice and I have been in there, and I love the House of Blues.
Oh, me
It's
too.
a great room to listen to music. I don't mind being upstairs.
I don't either.
You know, if I up in one of the little rooms up there is much more...
Yeah.
Not as packy as
I don't like that sardine feeling,
kind of packy, so...
I like to move a little bit to music.
Yeah, well, that's good. Who was it just her? Did she have? Was there anyone any opening act?
She had an opener. I can't remember the woman's name. Very soulful, sort of Diana Rossi vibe to her, but she was great.
How was the crowd? Young?
It was yeah. It was kind of all ages for the most part. I think I might have been one of the youngest there. I didn't see too many people younger than me.
Well, that's cool. That's good.
Really fun.
One of the other things I got to shout out to is that on October 18th, we are opening up Adams Park.
Yes.
And one of the things that I want to do is I want to have the Rosendale Music All-Stars play. So I'm inviting musicians to come down and play.
Good.
Couple of songs a piece, not bands come and set up and all that stuff. No, but if you're a guitar singer and you've got, an act that you've been doing, especially if you've played at the Farmers Market, come on down and we're going to plug you in for a couple of songs because we're dedicating the park that day. Great Mayor of the City of Boston, Marty Walsh, is going to be there. There'll be other dignitaries. There'll be all kinds of people there to make speeches and proclamations and all kinds of that kind of cool stuff. And it's going to be October 18th. We'll be kicking it off around 9:30. So come on down.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you're interested in playing, please make sure you get in touch with us. You can go to It's All About Arts. My email address is right there, www.it'sallaboutarts.com.
Pretty easy to remember.
Yes, it'd be good. So that's how you'll get in touch with us and do all of that.
Good.
Kind of cool stuff. What we are going to do is we are going to move this along because we've got a huge show. Yeah. We've got Val's View today, which we're very excited and always excited about. I've been getting great reviews on Al.
Have you?
Yes.
That's great to hear.
People really enjoy it. They think it's very informative and entertaining at the same time.
Well, thank you. I have some really fun ones. One I'm particularly excited about for this Val's View.
Good. But speaking of that farmers market, one of the things that we like to talk about here is our great benefactor and friend that keeps us here in BNN, and that is the Boston Main Streets program. Main Streets is a volunteer-driven organization that helps revitalize the business district around the city of Boston. There's about 19 of them around. And what they do is they work with the property owner that has an empty storefront. They give them all the demographic information they need to make sure they put the right kind of business down there that's going to be successful, of course. And once they're in there, they have a design committee that works with the business owner to make sure that they look good and the signage is right and all that permitting stuff you get from Mr. Walsh's new building.
Yes.
Mr. Walsh's new building. Then they have a promotions committee that runs all kinds of events and stuff. So that is something that's really, really cool and having a lot of fun doing. We're really happy with their affiliation with us. They've done some great things for us here. And another shout out to all of those managers out there. You have an opportunity to sit here with Val and I and talk a bit about what you do in your Main Streets district. So please take us up on that. We'd love to have you here. We'll make space anytime you want to come over. The other thing I talk about is this incredible building here. You know, someone asked me earlier what this building used to be. It used to be the power station.
Yep, for the Orange Line,
For the Orange Line that ran from Forest Hills down to in-town Boston. It had these big, huge generators in it. It would be humming all night long as the trains would be rattling down Washington Street. And what they did was about 30 years ago, now 37 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
They abandoned and stopped using it because they figured a way to have, I don't know, something else happen.
Yeah.
And it stayed empty for the longest time. Did you ever see pictures of it, the way it looked when we moved in here first? I'm going to have to get some pictures to show people because it was, think about a factory or a power station that's been unoccupied for 30 years. It was pigeons lived in here forever, rats.
Nests
and it was just disgusting and gross.
Well, now, I mean, it's certainly the opposite of that.
Well, we didn't clean up the basement. No, I'm only kidding. We swept everything down there.
Okay.
No. It's nice and clean down there, too. Now it's a state-of-the-art television, 2 television studios and a Timothy Smith computer lab down on the first floor. But what the building is the building is a place where people can come and do television production. There's 2 sides of it. Let's say you have a nonprofit. Let's say Allston Brighton wanted to come and talk about their mission, and they wanted to make sure people wanted to know about what they're doing in their arts world over there, and they could do a show here and invite guests in to talk about it, show off all their art and talk about it. People can call in and ask questions. You can come and do that here on the station you're watching right now. On the other side of the building is Access. Now in Access, you become a member and you take classes in Final Cut Pro, Premiere, Digital Performer, lighting, sound, all kinds of, Pro Tools, whatever you need to be able to do television programming on your own. Use that beautiful Studio A, or sign out the cameras downstairs and go shoot, the local debate or the local parade or softball
Swim
game.
team meet.
Whatever, anything. Come back and edit it in that Timothy Smith lab, and guess what?
You can have it here on the show.
They put it on TV.
Yep.
It's very, very exciting. So if you're interested in doing something like that, go to www.bnntv.org. Click on Janice Williams' name or Jim Atwood's name.
Yep.
Right? Did I get them right?
Yep.
And those are the people that can tell you how and walk you through getting that all done.
Yep. And another thing.
Yes.
If you missed this show.
Yes.
You can watch it tomorrow night on
Yes,
YouTube.
you can. You can watch it on YouTube. What's that station again?
It's All About Arts and the number 1.
Yes, It's All About Arts. I had somebody say, they put in It's All About Arts and the number 1. No, it's not like that at all. It's
Did they get any hits
They
from that?
didn't get any hits. And I'm sorry, but it's All About Arts 1.
Yes.
And that's how you do it.
With a little sign.
But at this time tomorrow night, this show will be up and running there.
I love watching them again. It's so much fun.
Thank you. I found some very, very old shows.
Did you?
Because the second week in November will be our 16th anniversary here.
That's pretty impressive.
16 years of doing art programming live every Monday night. And we're going to show some of those early shows.
Oh, good.
There's a couple with long hair.
No, you.
Beard.
Were you a Yeti?
Oh, it was horrifying. But it's fun to look back on some of those because we had some amazing guests over the years, and we're actually going to try and cut a couple of things together to kind of put a little something together.
It'd be fun to do it like, where are they now?
The Where Are They Now? But one of the things at the It's All About Arts page is that you can, there's a history of people who have been on the show, and it goes on and on and on and on. So it's kind of a fun thing to do.
I bet.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you do have a vet. What's up this week? What are you going to be doing? Anything exciting coming up for you?
Oh, for me, yes. Actually, my roommate and I were talking about this last night. I believe it's a new park that opened up off of D Street in South Boston.
Mm-hmm.
The Lawn.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to remember the name. Is the Lawn?
It's the Lawn.
The Lawn, and they have this interactive exhibit that's these cool swings, though, these big O's that light up and they glow, don't they?
Yeah, I think
so.
so.
I really want to go check those
Oh,
out.
that sounds like fun.
Yeah. So.
Over in Southie.
Yep, over in Southie.
Boston. South Boston. Boy, what a change there's been over there.
Tell me about it.
I mean, it's still that beautiful, homey, individual homes, community and stuff. But boy, the art community has gone kaboom over there.
Oh my gosh!
It's an amazing place. I have some great friends that do art and promote art over there, so I get a chance to go see them. You know what? That's probably enough of ours.
Yeah.
Gabbing along. We're going to take a quick break.
All right.
We're going to do a Val's view.
Okay.
And then we're going to. I'm going to go out there, but you're going to be interviewing.
Yes, Marilyn.
Marilyn's going to come up, and you're going to talk to her a little bit about Allston, Brighton, what they're doing over there artfully. Is that right? Is Marilyn still here? I think she. There she is. She's still. We haven't scared her away yet.
No.
Listen, gang, you're watching BNN TV's It's All About Arts. We're coming to you live from Studio B. That's right, it's all about arts. Clink. And we'll be back in just a couple of seconds. We're going to take a short break. You're watching BNN TV's It's All About Arts. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, gang. Thanks an awful lot for hanging out with us. We're very, very proud that you came back with us. You're watching BNN TV's It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn Williams, and I'm your host. And I do want to remind you of just a couple of things. One thing is, of course, we've mentioned it already, is that this show will be up on YouTube tomorrow, right about this time. If you go to It's All About Arts with the number 1, It's All About Arts 1, and that'll get you right to the station and the channel where you can get this. And also, if you want to give us a tweet, you want to send us a little message on your Twitter account, you can do that also at It's All About Arts. If you want to send us a little message or tell us how we're doing, or tell me to get rid of the glasses, one or the other, it doesn't matter to me. But listen, gang, you know what time it is? It's time for Val's View right now, so we're going to shoot it over to Val. Val, take it away.
Well, hi guys, welcome to Val's View. We have a couple exciting things going on in the next couple weeks around the city of Boston for everyone to check out. So first of all, I wanted to talk about Arlington Open Studios, since we are in the theme of talking about open studios this episode. So Arlington Open Studios is going on October 18th and 19th. It's at the Arlington Center for the Arts. So it's going to be the 18th and 19th from noon to 5. There's over 80 artists that are showing their works. It's all in one location, so it's pretty easy to sort of mull around and see the different artists and see the works that they have to offer. Best of all, of course, it's free. That's what we love about open studios. So second on the list of Val's View activities, we have a little fun thing to get in the mood for Halloween. It's called Cirque of the Dead. The Cirque of the Dead's going on at the Oberon Theatre in Cambridge. If you've ever been there, it's a really fun theater, really fun location to see unique performances. Definitely something that maybe might just be for mom and dad, not quite a family-friendly activity, but it's going on October 23rd to the 31st. It's sort of a mixture of burlesque and acrobatics and aerials and definitely some gory outfits. So really, really unique creativity is definitely encouraged. They actually have prizes for the most unique and gory and scary outfits. Something that you definitely want to go check out on a Friday or Saturday night. So third, we have, this is the thing I'm really excited about because I'm a big animal lover. It is the Internet Cat Video Film Festival. So this is the first offline celebration of an online sensation of cat videos. So this is going on October 30th. There's 2 showings, one at 6:30 and one at 9 o'clock. It's at the Berkeley Performance Center. So it's a gathering of fellow feline fanatics. It's going to be anywhere from those short 6-second GIFs you see of fun cat videos, maybe the Nyan Pop-Tart cat, to short movies of cats, but definitely something really fun and quirky to go and check out. So always a pleasure for me to sort of introduce you and bring these things into your itinerary. I'm going to shoot it over to Glenn, and it's back to you, Glenn.
Thank you, Val. That was great. I love those cat video things. They show up on Facebook all the time. And I love that. That's a good segue to say you can also join us on Facebook at It's All About Arts. Please look us up and like us. All of the shows that we do, they're being posted there as well. You know what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. And I'm going to run out to check out the gallery, see what's going on over here. But Val will be back with you in just 1 second. So please do not go away. You're watching BNN TV's It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn Williams. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
society. I lost my soul to rock and roll, 'cause rock and roll will set you free. Hey, hey, rock and roll. Hey, hey, rock and roll. Hey, hey, rock and roll. Hey, hey, rock and roll.
Well, hey everyone, welcome back. We have a fun guest in the studio today. Her name is Marilyn Lasek. Hi Marilyn, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you, and it's wonderful to be here in this beautiful studio.
It's so good to have you here. It's really nice meeting you. So now you are a part of the Allston Arts District, right?
That's correct.
Which also includes a little bit of the Brighton Arts too.
Yep, this is our 28th annual Open Studios coming up.
Oh my gosh, that's a big one.
November 8 and 9, and it's from noon to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And we have 2 primary buildings, so it's really possible for visitors to visit pretty much all the studios in one afternoon or one day.
That's amazing. Now how's parking over there?
We have some nice big parking lots. Parking is free, which is unusual in Boston. So
Very
it's something,
unusual.
And they're nice area restaurants, so people can make a whole day of it.
Oh, that's really exciting. Now, how many artists would you say are going to be showcasing?
I think this year probably around 30, 35. Maybe it might reach up to 40. I mean, we still have a few weeks, and a lot of times artists come out of the woodwork and say, oh, can I
Definitely.
join? So we welcome anybody. There are a lot of artists who have studios in the building, so it's a nice chance to see where work is being created.
I love that. That's my
so-
favorite thing about Open Studios.
And you see works in progress, finished works, all shapes and sizes, all styles. We have very traditional from very cutting edge abstract. So
Oh, that's
there's something
great.
for every taste.
Very cool. Now, tell me a little bit about your art. What type of an artist are you?
I was originally trained as a painter. I do watercolors, and I have some of those on display, but I also have been doing photography for a really long time and have made the transition to digital like so many photographers. But I like a painterly approach to my photographs. So you'll see some representations of some of our work out in the gallery. So one of my pieces is somewhat impressionistic, so I like that kind of style. But I also have done some new work with digital art coasters. So I've made some smaller, more
nice.
approachable things. I do some coasters. I do ceramic art tiles. So I have a whole range of things.
I love when artists do that. They bring something that's a little bit more approachable to an open studios, because I know sometimes someone who's not as used to the art scene going into an open studios and seeing these giant, huge, beautiful paintings can be a little intimidating, but to be able to take a little piece like a coaster home, it's really fun.
And what's nice is we're pretty close to the holiday season, being at the beginning of
Yes.
November. We always have the second weekend in November, so we pretty much established that as our identity. But it's close enough to the holiday season, you can, purchase smaller items. They're less expensive. It's not possible always to, buy a really big, very expensive painting. Although sometimes people come back 3 or 4 years and say, okay, I'm ready to buy that picture. So,
Oh, wow.
so we see all sorts of visitors, and sometimes first timers, sometimes year after year they come to us.
Oh, well, that's good. It's going to be the 20th one, you said?
28th.
28th?
28th.
Oh
I've
my
done almost all of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, what type of, now you said you're working on photographs now. You worked with watercolors. What type of subject matter do you like to portray?
I do a lot of Boston scenes, a lot of local. I do some abstract, a lot of nature. Just a whole wide range. Sometimes people come to my studio and say, how many artists are in here? And it's just me. And it's just
That's
one.
good.
Yeah, so I try to experiment with different things. I've been working with some antique dolls, so I call it my Demented Doll series. And they're distressed.
I like that.
And sometimes, they're not as approachable, but they're kind of interesting. So that's something I've been working on too.
Oh, neat. You mentioned you have a couple Siamese cats. Do you ever do any artwork involving them?
I do a lot of photography of them, and actually I've taken some pictures recently. I thought, well, maybe I should make some prints because they're beautiful cats. So, and one of them was born in my art studio, so there's a special connection.
No kidding. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Now, did you know she was pregnant?
No.
Oh my gosh.
When I adopted her, I thought she was gaining weight, and I thought I better put her on a diet. And then all of a sudden, I came back from an art show, and there was a little tiny baby kitten
Little
in
tiny
the cat.
Siamese?
Yeah, all white.
Oh my
And so he's part of the art studio building because some of the artists helped take care of him while I was at work.
That's really sweet.
It was a nice story. So I'm going to definitely take in that cat video.
Oh yeah, definitely
event
go
at the
check
Berkeley.
that out. It's really fun. So now, any particular artists that you're looking forward to seeing showcase some of their work this Open Studios?
Actually, he's done this pretty much every year for many years. It's Firefly Press.
Okay.
It's a letter-set printing where he actually creates the typeset out of lead pieces, and it's all hand done. He's got antique printing presses, and he's very, very knowledgeable. So he allows people to actually pull their own broadsheets, so you can actually work in his studio printing a piece. So he's really interesting. We also have a children's mural that we put together where some of the kids who are visiting are allowed to make a mural. So we put up a big piece of paper down the hall, and that's something that's really a popular item. So
what do you give them to play with, like markers, paints?
Yeah, markers, not paints because that can be a little messy, but a lot of markers and pencils. So that's outside one of the artist studios. So,
very nice.
But we have painters, we have printmakers, we have designers, we have people who work in fabric. So there are a lot of different media. So we're excited. And we have new artists in the building, so they're excited about, you'll probably meet one of them later. And there are many new exciting things to see. So every year it's a little bit different. We enjoy that.
That's awesome. Definitely first time artists and people that have been around for a while like you. I love Open Studios so much. I can't wait to check it out. When was it again? It's November. The second weekend in November, right?
Yeah, November 8 and 9, and it's from noon to 6 p.m. and it's free, open to the public, and a lot of parking, and you can see everything in one day very easily. We do have another building just down the street. It's Designer Circus at 1 Braintree Street, and they're one-of-a-kind wearable art. I think Kathleen O'Neill, who runs the operation, has about 70 different designers, and she runs, it's more like a pop-up gallery and a warehouse because there are sales that she advertises at various times of the year, and they're very popular. And so we always, recommend people check that out. And we have another clothing operation studio in the 119 Braintree Street, which is the main building. And so there's a lot of things to do, from wearable art to kind of rare, at very good prices too. So that's a big feature.
Yeah, people definitely like that, like art to be affordable. Now,
actually, I'm wearing a jacket from Designer Circus.
No kidding, that's from Designer Circus?
This came from Designer Circus.
That's wonderful. I love it. Sort of like a linen-y feel to it.
And she has things for all seasons. I mean, this will be more the fall colors, but a lot of variety of different clothing and accessories there too.
Oh, awesome. All right, well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for stopping in and talking to me a little about Open Studios and your artwork. We're going to shoot it out to Glenn, and we're going to see some of the artists he has out there and take a look at some of the artwork.
Great.
So thanks, Marilyn.
Well, thank you again. It was a great pleasure being here.
It was wonderful having you.
Nice to meet
Pleasure's
you.
all mine. Thank you.
Thanks.
And back to you, Glenn.
Well, thank you, Val. I appreciate it. That was very, very interesting. Thank you for doing that for us. Listen, we are out now in the gallery outside of the studios here, right here in BNN TV, and I'm glad we're bringing you out here. But first and foremost, I have to introduce you to the general manager of BNN. He's here, and he's decided to stop in and say hello. Mr. Henderson, thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
I got to ask you, when they decided and started thinking about doing this whole thing with the gallery, what was that feeling like? What was the process there?
Exciting. I think it's a new concept, and it's something that I think is sorely needed. And it's great to serve so many arts groups by hanging their artwork here at the gallery.
It's been a big success. It really has.
been.
And we have some great artists here that are here right now. I want to focus on this one here first, if we can. This is beautiful. Is the artist here? Come here, please. Introduce yourself, please. Your name is?
BJ Comerford.
And tell me just a little bit about this piece that we're looking at right now, BJ.
This piece is influenced by my love of Japanese art. And
Okay.
So the background is a Japanese woodcut.
Uh-huh.
And then I set up a small still life in front of it, and a peony seemed to be the perfect thing.
Great. What's the medium?
It's oil.
It's oil.
On canvas.
Very, very nice. Now, when did you guys hear about the possibility of coming in hanging here at BNN TV? What was that like? When did you hear that?
I heard it from John Crowley.
Oh, John, good friend John at City Hall.
At City Hall. We had a meeting here. We were lucky enough to have a meeting. And Janice Williams was at the meeting, and she is giving everyone who's participating in Open Studios in Boston
That's great.
A chance to show their work. And Allston Open Studios is part of that coalition in Boston, and so we took the date closest to our Open Studios.
That's the
November
smart
8th
way
and
to do it.
9th.
Excellent. Well, why don't we move back down further a little bit? I know that you probably know a lot about the art of the artists that is. This one here is really fascinating to me. I love this kind of work.
This is Barbara Eskin,
Yeah.
and she is a painter. This is an oil on canvas.
Beautiful.
And she's very abstract.
Yeah.
Very abstract. And usually she has a lot of color, but here there's just very subtle variations of whites and off-whites with the blacks.
Very beautiful. Very nice. I want to move down to this one's another one of yours, right?
Yes, it is.
Tell me a little bit about this piece. This is really fun. It looks great.
It's actually named Ernie. It's a vulturine guinea fowl.
Ah.
And I paint a lot of birds now. And he's named after my father-in-law. That's my
Is he?
father-in-law
That's
was kind
great.
of a grumpy, intimidating guy.
Does he
so-
know that?
Yes. He knows that.
It's very, very beautiful. And the medium here is, again?
Oil on canvas.
Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to be in the way there, friend. I love it. It's beautiful. I think it's great, and I hope that your father-in-law is very proud of it.
Oh, he is.
Now, this one here, we have the artist here now, don't we? Yes, come on up.
Hi,
Hi, what's your name?
Linda Clave.
Linda Clave, this is beautiful.
Thank you.
When I hang a group show, I always find something to be the centerpiece, something to grow off of, and this is the piece that I chose. It's very, very, very nice.
So what I did is I paint paintings at this point with musicians playing, and then when the
very nice.
musicians stop, I stop, but then I go back and I have the composition and I may tweak it in places, but it has, I call these series sound in paint.
Very, very
Because
nice.
the sound, I'm not trying to copy the music, but the sound is in the paint.
It's great. It's great. As a musician, I can see it and I can feel it. The medium is?
It's acrylic, which it makes it very handy for quick work.
Yeah.
'Cause it dries
Oil
fast.
takes forever.
Well, it doesn't take forever, but it has a long drying period, and
Yeah.
I have to work quickly because these sessions only last a certain amount of time.
Right, I understand. Well, listen, gang, this has really been fascinating, and it's really been a lot of fun. But this, by the way, is something that you can come in and enjoy anytime. You guys out there, you want to come in and check this out, because believe me, we're not doing it justice. If you could see it as it's laying on the walls here, it's beautiful, beautiful work. And of course, we're going to talk a little bit more about the upcoming Open Studios. What's the date for Open Studios again?
The 8th and the 9th of November.
The 8th and 9th of November, right after Rosendale Open Studios. Rosendale Open Studios.
That's also isn't it the Veterans Day weekend? Yes, it is.
Okay, it's Veterans Day weekend as well. So listen, we'll be putting it on our calendar so that if you go to it'sallaboutarts.com, you'll be able to pick up all of that information.
I'm going to be doing a live painting to Tibetan bowl music at the opening on Sunday.
There you go. Sounds fascinating. Listen, gang.
Please come.
Yes, everybody, please do come to Allston Brighton Open Studios. It's the second weekend, right? Second weekend in November. Listen, gang, I'm going to shoot it back to you, Val. Thank you very much. We'll be back in a second. Val.
Hey, thanks, Glenn. That was amazing, seeing all those artists out there and seeing everyone talk about their work. I love that guinea bird hen. It was really, really cool. So we're going to take a short little break, sort of regroup, but don't go anywhere because we're going to come back and talk a little bit about art some more. And stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Thanks, guys.
There comes a time when everybody needs to be with someone. Well, now's the time when I have realized you're that someone. How could I have been so blind when you have been there all this time? I need you, I want you. Can I have you by my side? 'Cause I love you and I want you. Can I have you by my side?
Well, through the magic of BNN TV, here we are back in the studio again. Thanks an awful lot for staying in there with us. It's really fascinating out there in the hall. It's great to see this work live and right in front of you. So do, please, take me up on the offer, making sure you come in and check out the work here at BNN's. We have not named the gallery yet. It's going to be the BNN TV Gallery, I guess is what we're going to call it. And right now, it's my great pleasure and honor to introduce you to Danielle Palmstrom. See, I didn't want to get it wrong. Danielle.
Yeah, no. It's totally understandable. It's
How
okay.
are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you so much for coming in and joining us
Thanks for
tonight.
having me.
You are an artist?
I am an artist, graphic designer.
Okay, but graphic design is a great artist.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's why it's graphic designer and not necessarily artist.
I've heard graphic artist before.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Well, what do you do?
So I do a mixture of graphic design and art direction. So I make logos. Yeah. I design books. I design exhibitions or information for exhibitions. Okay. And then art direction-wise, I'll direct photo shoots, pick models, pick locations where the photo shoot should happen.
Okay.
I did that for a little while.
How do you enjoy that? That's pretty exciting work.
It's really exciting work, but it's very fast-paced.
Yeah.
I did that when I was living in New York, and basically I graduated school, I moved to New York, I had the New York experience for about 5 years. I was an art director for Kenneth Cole.
Okay.
So it was a wonderful experience, but I have to say that I prefer Boston to the New York
Why?
pace.
Is it the pace? The pace
It's
is
the pace. It's the pace, and I enjoy being outdoors.
Okay. And it's our sports teams too, huh?
Sports teams. Thank God they won last night. Oh my God! Oh, it would have been horrible.
I was
if
up
they
till 1
lost.
o'clock in the morning.
When was the last time you heard them chant Brady?
No, it was great.
Yeah. He never needs that encouragement. It's crazy.
Now you're residing in this. Your art studio is in the building that's going to be part of Open Studios.
Yes.
Is that true? Are you going to be part of Open Studios?
I am.
Let's talk about that as an artist, being in Open Studios. What are the expectations from? I know that you want people to come in and check your work out and stuff. It's obvious you want to do sales, and it's obvious you want people to kind of dig it. But what is it? What are you expecting?
Well, actually, I don't know if I'll be producing anything that's saleable.
Yeah.
I may be. I have a studio mate who is actually a really great oil painter. He does a lot of landscape, really beautiful, mostly abstract treescapes. His work will be featured in our studio and for sale, most likely. But mostly, I'm just going to participate because I enjoy meeting people.
Okay.
Every day, I leave my door open, and it's to the point now where if I shut my door, then people think I'm angry at them. So I have to leave it open.
What's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one of the things that one of the original missions for this program was to give people an opportunity to meet artists.
Yep.
Because I've often heard from people, they say things like, oh yeah, well the artists, they don't really want to talk to me or meet me, or I feel out of place and all of that. You know, that whole artist thing?
Yeah.
But I think that our mission and our goal here is to let people to know you. And I think Open Studios has developed over the years that we've been doing the show as that tool too.
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity. I mean, to me, it's just, it's a pile of junk all over this space, and I couldn't imagine why anybody would be interested in seeing it, but you know.
Oh, it's incredible. It's
yeah.
like going into the artist's mind, and
Yeah.
it's like exploring through their thoughts and the layers of their brain, and in their materials. It's like going into a little museum. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and so it's that sort of perspective, I think, that, you know, the artists really enjoy.
I love when there's a piece in progress. And you get there and you kind of get to see the artist maybe push a little paint and maybe, you know, do a little whatever they're doing, because then you get a firsthand sight, you know, firsthand experience of the art being done, you know.
Yep. Yep. I have a work in progress that's been in progress for I don't know, 3.5 years or something.
Tell us about it.
It's actually a really massive drawing. It's a circle, and the circumference of the circle is maybe 5 feet across.
Okay.
And I started it when I was in New York and in between jobs, and it's basically a whole circle filled in with little tick marks.
Okay.
And so they sort of create their own pattern, and it's sort of interesting, but I mean, mostly it just looks like a crazy person did it.
I'll bet it doesn't. But it's big though. It's got a huge.
It's big, and that's why it's only, you know, maybe 0.25% done, something like that.
So if anyone wants to see it, they have to come to your studio.
They have to come to my studio.
When you're working, do you set an atmosphere for yourself? I mean, is there anything, music going on?
Yeah, usually my studio mate Dan and I have my laptop there, and unfortunately I'm usually chained to it, so I'm always playing music, and you know, occasionally he's just like, you know, Danielle, it sounds too angry, so I have to change it.
Is he an artist as well?
He's an artist.
Oh, so he's working as well.
He's
so
working as well.
You have to find a happy medium.
Yeah, and so, I mean, sometimes if I really have to focus, I'll put in the earphones, and you know, that really helps with the process. But still working on, you know, the feng shui of the place, but it's, you know, coming together. I've only been there for 6 months.
Okay.
Tell us about your, you know, you mentioned before the show you helped collaborate on a piece at the ICA. Now, ICA is my favorite museum.
Yeah.
In Boston. Tell us a little bit about it.
So I actually help out with the curators. You know, at the entrance of most galleries or most shows, there'll be text that's sort of written about the work.
Okay.
I helped design that, and then also some of the little we call them tombstone labels.
Oh, okay.
But this one piece in particular was actually a mural done for the show, William Kentridge's show.
I loved that show.
Yeah, it was incredible. So his work was all about time and the passage of time.
That great breathing machine. I loved that.
Yep. And so essentially we kind of had this wall at the entrance of the show that we weren't entirely sure what to do with. And so I was talking with the curator, and we sort of came up with the idea of doing kind of like a calendar of the constellation Capricorn as it passed around the globe, essentially. Yep. So it's kind of it's sort of hard to describe. But
is it still there?
Like a celestial map. No, it's not there anymore. It's gone.
But where can I go to see it? It's got to be online someplace. Let's have that.
My website is daniellepalmstrom.com.
Okay.
It hasn't been updated. My last name, well, my full name is Danielle, so Danielle, Palmstrom, Palmstrom.
There it is right there.
Yep,
There
dot
it is,
com.
right on
Perfect.
It hasn't been updated, so I have to update it. when it's
Well, now
out.
you got a reason to update it. Danielle, thank you so much for being
Thank
here with
you.
us
Thanks
tonight.
for having me.
Thank you.
This
It's
was a
been
lot of fun.
wonderful.
I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Val, of course. Thank you
Always.
so much. Listen, we have to scoot along. The Greek show is next. Greek program's coming up next. So make sure that you, there I am. Make sure that you say hello to, give them a call and tune in and make sure you watch that show, please. And like we like to say every week, please get out and do something artful for yourself. There's lots of great things going on. There's lots of things to do. And please, keep in the forefront of your minds our mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews on foreign soil. Please do something artful. Do it for them. We all here will feel great about that. So you ready to say goodnight, guys?
Absolutely.
Well, listen, okay. Can we go here? Thank you. Listen, gang, thanks an awful lot for being here with us. We'll see you not next week because it's a holiday. And we'll be back the week after that, okay? Thanks, guys. Good night.
Thanks.